A Look at Finance is underwritten by Janney Montgomery Scott, trusted advisors for generations.
Welcome back to Look News, our last Look at Finance segment for 2013. Stephen Carleton, first Vice President for Janney Montgomery Scott.
Thanks, David. I can't believe it. Another year down. Unbelievable.
Another year in the books. We got a real short segment tonight. Got a lot of stories as we head into the end of the year.
Yeah.
A chance for us to take a look back, a look forward, and what it means for all our viewers, the financial picture. So let's start.
Yeah.
The year that's gone by.
So the year that's gone, I would say the word is exceeding expectations, exceeding all the targets that we thought. We saw the S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ. Everybody went farther. The market did far better than expected. Unemployment was better. A lot of good news. So 2013 was a year where the stock market in general did a lot better than people thought it was going to do.
You said the latest unemployment numbers came in and they were much more positive than before.
So unemployment as a whole, not counting people that actually ran out of unemployment, which is a different story, but the unemployment number's fallen below 7% now. That 7% mark we should see in 2014 get better and better. The Fed's indicating that they're thinking somewhere around 6.5%. So those numbers are looking healthier.
Okay. We say that it was a good year, exceeded expectations. Will we see some of that trickle down to some of the folks that perhaps are still struggling as we head into the new year?
You know, that's been the most difficult thing, David. When we look back at conversations you and I have had about the livable wages and some of the other things in 2013, that's still unanswered. The theory is as the stock market does better, as companies do better, that it will trickle down to the average American. That, I don't believe, has happened yet, in my opinion. And we've got a long way to go. And I think Janet Yellen's goal, one of her goals is to try to do better. And I think in 2014, we'll see some improvement. It's going to be about validation, that all the growth we saw in 2013 was justified, that all the expansion in earnings and everything else still holds. And if we see that, I think we'll see the equities outperform bonds. We'll see it, a growth of around 3% GDP. And the S&P will be around somewhere around 1,900. We're now about 1,800 now, so we'll see growth probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 to 9%. So things will get better, continue to improve, but we've got a long way to go.
All right, a long way to go. How does 2014 look for the year ahead in the markets?
So 2014 for the general economy, I think we're going to see flat inflation. I think inflation is going to come somewhere around 1.75 to 2%, which is about the range that the Fed is comfortable with. We're going to see interest rates, we use the 10-year, will come in somewhere around 3.2%, which is good for mortgage, which is good for housing. It's not going too high. The tapering wasn't as bad as we expected. So I think things are not going to be nearly as extreme or exaggerated as people were worried about before. The Fed is going to continue to keep interest rates low, well beyond what we initially thought. So those will be good for people when it comes to car loans, their credit cards, lines of credit, those types of things. So there's some good news built in this, but I think the biggest thing is the wages for the average American. That has to have more growth. And the employment, true employment, has to get better. How that shakes out for 2014 is still unclear. All
right, we'll see as the year goes ahead. What should our viewers know? They've been looking at their pocketbooks for the last year, looking at their investments. What moves should they be making in 2014?
The nice thing is that we're not having to do anything drastic. If you've looked at your statements and you're happy with how the market's done in 2013, you should continue to see the same thing in 2014. I would say what the smart thing to do is just reallocate, take a look at your winners and your losers, rebalance, talk to your financial advisor. And I think this is going to be a little bit slower year than we had in 2013, but it's going to be a good one, I think, overall. All
right, we'll look forward to 2014 as you return, and we continue to take a look at finance. Happy holidays to you, sir.
Absolutely, happy holidays, New Year's to all the viewers.
All right, perfect. Stephen Carleton, First Vice President, Janney Montgomery Scott. And if you would like to see this segment for a second time, head to the website. It's looktvonline.com. We post them there each week.